How's it going, product people? This is Victoria from Product Plan, and today I'm going to talk about roadmap basics. We get a lot of questions on this topic, like what is the goal of a roadmap, who is a roadmap for, and what belongs on the roadmap. So let's answer those questions and tackle this topic. Before we get any further into the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, this video is an adaptation of an article on our website, so I've linked it below in the description box. It's super easy to understand and a step-by-step guide into roadmap basics. I highly recommend you check it out. Product roadmap is a high-level visual summary that maps out the vision and direction of your product offering over time. It communicates what you're building and, more importantly, why. Your product roadmap has a handful of goals. First, it's to describe the product strategy and vision. Second, it's to be a guiding document on how you'll execute on that strategy and vision. Third is to get alignment from your stakeholders. And fourth is to facilitate a conversation around scenario planning. And fifth is to communicate with your external stakeholders and your customers. So the goal of the roadmap is to describe, guide, align, facilitate, and communicate. Sometimes it's easier to understand what something isn't to better understand what it is. So your product roadmap is not a list of features. It's not a product management tracker, and it's especially not a backlog. That's because they're all missing this key ingredient, and that's strategy. Your product roadmap is the strategic document to communicate your vision of your product and your product portfolio. With a dedicated product roadmap system, you can visually communicate your strategic reasoning with stakeholders and cross-collaborators in a single source of truth. It should look something like this. Your roadmap should include themes, epics, stories, and features. The beauty of a product roadmap is you can create a portfolio view, and then from there, create different roadmaps for different product lines or depending on who your viewer is. It's important that you create the roadmap with the viewer in mind. So let's quickly talk about the various stakeholders that you might be presenting to. On your executive level roadmap, you want to focus on high-level concepts, things like customer satisfaction, growth, new market penetration, churn, anything that communicates how your product is connected to business goals and outcomes. This is usually a longer in duration roadmap compared to, say, your engineering roadmap. Engineering roadmaps are much more granular in scope. You want to be as transparent as possible on the engineering roadmap. So it includes things like release dates, features, sprints, and milestones. On your sales roadmap, you actually want to exclude release dates. That's because this is the roadmap that the sales team uses with prospects where they communicate the benefits of what's coming down the pipeline with your product. And then lastly, you have your external roadmap. And this one should be as visual as possible. People want to know what it is that you're going to be doing later down the line. So I'm going to stop right there. All the roadmap templates that I just went over are linked in the description box below, so go start your own roadmap. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.